It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. Kickoff taken at the 3. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Has a hole left, room to run. Touchdown, Cleveland! The Browns take a 6-0 lead right away. Now the PAT try coming up. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing from the gun here. Completed to his running back. Hit some space around midfield. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Let's go now.
They'll throw on first. Buys time, rolling right. Complete out to the right. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
3rd and long for him here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
Throwing now on 1st down. Has it downfield working the left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. give him 32 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
They've got a man in motion. Here's Mitchell again, and he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Again, this is Mitchell. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Let's go. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Mitchell takes it straight ahead. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Here we go, Tiger.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. But come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch, too.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Nathaniel Watson there for the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Hits him on the out route. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Cardinals out for the punt. Takes this in at the 25. And a big hit on the return to stop it cold. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And the Browns will go on offense. Pass play on first and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was B.J. Ojulari on the stop.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They're looking at 2nd and 4. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I'll tell you what, anytime we get to see this safety display his range, it's a thing of beauty, not just in the passing game, but look at him navigating all that traffic downhill and applying the hit to stick it behind the line.
Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 44.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And a big hit on the return to stop it cold. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Cardinals will have to start from deep within their own territory. They go play action on first. Escapes the pocket. Looking right, and he finds him.
It's one thing to draw all these routes up when you're in the pocket. It's quite another when a play breaks down. Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket and scramble. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he pushes it up to the 30 before going out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First and 10, looking to throw. Throw is there, Trey McBride. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They are throwing it again. He put everything he had into this one. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That one intended for Trey McBride. So second down coming up. He'll throw it yet again. He's trying another one deep. Lays out for this one. Oh, what a catch! How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs. Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's first and 10 from the 15. Short side option here. He's running left. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. All right, here we go. Second down. Dropping back to throw. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
He's on the move. And he will score. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals start to fight back with their first points of this game. Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cardinals tie this game 7-7. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now a give right side to Mitchell. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Let's go now.
On second and 12 now. And he has the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns take a second quarter lead. David Njoku, the touchdown. Kicking team out to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns break that tie and now lead by 7. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. It's the Cardinals, lined up with a 2nd and 8. Throwing off the play fake here. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a gain of 29 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona. Back to throw now. Completed over the middle. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Caught near the goal line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered kid on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to have a break in the action as one of the Cardinals is in some pain, and they'll be out to look at him. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. And he's in for the touchdown. The Cardinals earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Kyler Murray touchdown. Gay to add the extra point. Drifted near that upright, but he gets it to go. And the Cardinals tie things up at 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Looking to the air here. Caught, nice gain left side. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. He's dropping back to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They motion the slot man right. Still sticking with the passing game. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Working inside the red zone. Oh, he nearly reeled that in. Close as you can get, but just an exciting incompletion.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Let's go now. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he will score. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns take the lead just before halftime. David Njoku, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. The extra point is up, and it is good. And the Browns break that tie and now lead by 7. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Back to throw it. He lobs it deep middle. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Here comes the final play of our first half. Looking to throw. He's got it over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Trying to find Trey McBride. And now it's 2nd down. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, it's Murray. Escapes out to the left. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. He's got this at the 27. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it'll be their football. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing it to start this drive. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they face 2nd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hey, go.
They go play action here. Connects on the crosser. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that gives the Browns a 1st. From the red zone now. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Here he is to throw on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
A good defensive play breaks that one up. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Murray on the play fake. Chased out to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun. Here's Murray. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Nice work by the back here, playing safety valve complete. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
McBride hauls it in. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes, they so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on fourth down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. Murray here on first down. That pass is complete to McBride. And they take him down right along the 30.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Complete out to the right. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Back to the air, Murray. Pass is caught at the 9. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal. Man in motion, out of the slot. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, that play call, it was certainly about playing it safe and just running it from the goal-to-go situation. But I'm not sure it's possible with how well this defense is holding up.
Murray looking to throw. Still on his feet.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he could get the first down.
Murray, 3rd and goal. And he's going to score. It's an Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Kickoff taken at the 3. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll come out throwing. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. Caught at the 20-yard line. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain. So a massive gain, and all of a sudden we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Mitchell up the middle. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He rolls to his right. He brings it in. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns make it a 9-point advantage. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. Trying to find Trey McBride. So that brings up 2nd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds, pass midfield. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Blitz coming here, Brock. It's Murray. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it yet again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen. Just like that, you suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go. I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. They snap it to Murray. And on 4th down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
This is Mitchell. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Oh, he put everything he had in it. Big gain downfield. Touchdown, Cleveland. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Now they'll try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Browns take a 3-possession lead. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Murray. He's got him, that's McBride. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st and 10, Murray. He's throwing deep to the left side. This is caught inside the 15. A pickup there of 33 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
On 1st and 10, it's Murray. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals get it back to within 2 possessions. And the Cardinals telling their offense to stay out there. We got a 2-point attempt coming here. He's throwing for it. And the pass succeeds. A little momentum builder as they try to dig into this deficit. Well, this one not quite over just yet. They've got 3 timeouts at their disposal, but really need to make the unexpected recovery here. And that kick fails. The Browns able to recover. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
And he's brought down for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Now, before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now we get a pause, Brock, as the defense uses its final timeout, so the clock only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning. First down, and they go right back to him. Down to the 10. And as this play winds up out of bounds, let's see what that flag is all about. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. First down read option. He keeps it running right. It's a 6-yard gain. That's going to bring up second down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns nearing their 6th win this season. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now.
Roll! Ready!
A give to Mitchell, running left. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Just 1 yard on the play, and they're left with a long 3rd and 12. Setting up a throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Browns come away with the win. And just a week after being soundly defeated, they're back out there playing a much better brand of football. Short memories prevail, Brock, as they move past that loss and get back to some winning football. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.